Hey, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I'm your host, as always, it's Paul Motley here. So today, wow, it's Saturday, midway through the weekend, and some crazy stuff going on as always. But what you've got to understand is in your affiliate marketing journey, there's going to be some highs and there's going to be some lows. And one of the things that I found interesting was that I posted on my Facebook today was that how do you explain what you do for a living, or what you do as a side hustle, if you like, to friends and family? And there's a whole bunch of answers, and there's a couple of answers there which I really loved, and obviously the usual silly answers that you get normally on Facebook as well. But what I found was interesting was that someone said that it just says, oh, marketing, and that kind of like shuts people up. Another person said, I think it was I've gone past what I care or don't care what friends and family think about what I do. And I think sometimes you've got to prepare yourself for some level of negativity based on realistically naivety that people won't understand what you're doing because they're so busy in their own lives. And if it's contrary to what they've been taught, I'm very hesitant to say the word brainwashed here, but the conventional way of thinking is that, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, and you settle down, you have a family and all that sort of stuff, you work your bones out, and then you hit retirement, and then, that's your life, right? So I think as entrepreneurs that we don't just settle for the conventional. We are contrary to that way of thinking, and the fact that we almost want to write our own story. We want to create our own future, and I think that's super exciting, and it's something that you should be excited about too, because ultimately whatever anybody else says really doesn't matter, and you shouldn't take that as negativity. You should let the water drip off the duck's back, so to speak, because none of these people pay your bills for you, right? And whatever anybody else says is not going to impact on your drive and your future. So going forward, just think to yourself, okay, right, this is my goal. This is how I'm going to get there, and don't be perturbed by others if they are being negative towards it. I mean, there are so many stigmas sat around, the whole making money online thing. I mean, if you listen to the interview that I did with Nico Morano, he said when he was doing a job and he said that he was literally bored, and he wanted to do something different, and he started out and he started searching how to make money online. Now I immediately identified with that, because I'm sure that I've searched that out in the past when I first tried to get started. I'm sure you've searched that out as well, how to make money online. And there is a whole bunch of stuff out there which caters for those searches, right? So there's a whole bunch. And we all have our own way of doing it. And for some people, it's being an affiliate marketer. For some people, it's creating their own business, whether it's agency or, doing something like that. For others, it's trying to be an influencer, creating your own products, writing your own book, or anything like that, creating your own programs and your own trainings and selling online, being the expert and all that sort of jazz. But it's so exciting to be part of a collective, which I feel is like an entrepreneur, an entrepreneurial spirit. And nothing sort of excites me more than when I do browse on social media and I see other people's success. And it's not from a point of envy, it is from a point of validation almost, that because I'm not going the conventional way, because I don't have the 9-to-5 job, it's validating what I'm doing when I see other people's success as well. So you can literally take that and run with it and think, okay, right, it's not like this is extraordinary what I'm doing or what you're doing, because others have trodden that path before you and I. And I think that is so cool, right? It is really so cool. And that's why I think that sometimes you just need a little bit of a kick, a little bit of a pick me up, if you like, to keep going and keep pushing towards your own goals and your own destiny, because ultimately you are the person which is going to drive that forward. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is responsible for it, and no one else is going to get the results and the rewards by doing it. Okay, so this is kind of like it's a short one, but I just want you guys to understand and know that no matter where you are, at what point you are in your journey, just keep going at it, right? Just keep thinking ahead, keep thinking about those goals, keep thinking about all the positive sides of what you're doing and the reasons why you're doing it as well, because ultimately there are so many whys. Okay, I mean, people say, oh well, you know, I do this online, and you think, why are you doing it? And the immediate answer is, oh, it's because I want to earn lots of money. But then you think, okay, why? What's having lots of money going to do for you? Well, I want to be able to buy this house. Why? Why do you want to buy this house? Or why do you want to buy that car? Or why do you want to go on nice holidays? Or I think for me, it's kind of creating that freedom and the creating an opportunities as well, and choice, mainly choice. I think if I drilled it down myself, being successful in what I'm doing gives me more choice. It's a little bit like when you know, again, with whether it be your parents or the conventional way of thinking, when people say, like, you know, you got to go to school to get good grades. The reason being is because that's going to open up you more choice for your future. Because let's face it, if you do fail and you go the conventional route, and again, we're not talking about entrepreneurs now, I'm talking about conventional way of thinking, okay, right? If someone is going to be going into a job after they finish school or college and they don't do very well, their options are a lot lower than those people which excel. And that is the point. And that is why being an entrepreneur gives me more choice. Because I know this coming week, on Monday, I don't have any appointments in there. Tuesday, I have like 3 or 4 calls booked in already. But Monday, if I decide to, I can not do anything, really. I could just take the day. Obviously, I'm just going to come back and do this podcast because I do it every day. And if it's your first time listening, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you subscribe, check the show notes and all that fun stuff, right? But the important thing is, I have the choice. Because of the work that I've put in, because of the choices that I've made and all the mistakes that I've made along the way, which has pushed me towards this very point, very exact point right now, is that I have the choice. And that is what success for me means. It's having the choice of designing and making my own future and my own journey. I don't have anyone else telling me what I have to do or what I should do. And that is the point. And that is what we should all strive to do. And that's just why it's so fun and so cool when I see other people having success, because I think, yes, that person's been able to get there and now they have the choice, you know, and they can decide if they want to carry on doing their job because they're now doing so well. They can decide whether or not they take a month off to vacation with their families because of the success that they've had, you know, and that is why we should celebrate together successes. And when people look, I don't know whether if they look down on you or look confused or not really sure what you're doing, it's only because they are not sharing the same vision that you are. So anyway, hopefully this has not been a weird one, but it's almost a ramble, it's almost a rant, but it's just because I am invested in helping you guys be successful, and that is what I want to see, because that's something that pushes me forward as well. Other people's success as well as my own, obviously. But anyway, that is for the end for tonight. Cool, super interview. Looking forward to tomorrow. Guy called RJ Ahmed, and the conversation will come off tomorrow. But just to give you a little bit of a prelude, I remember actually having a conversation with RJ probably, I don't know, 18 months ago, something like that, right at the beginning of his journey. And I was saying to him, and I was just basically, I could see how he could do well in his future. And I looked at it and I thought, this guy's got some drive. He knows he wants it. And I felt at that time, all I've got to do is just give him a little nudge and say, this is how you're going to be able to push things forward. And he's made an absolute impact in what he's doing. And I can't wait to do the interview with him tomorrow. It's an honor just to be even part of his story, part of his journey. And yeah, it chokes me up sometimes to see this stuff, and it's really cool. So looking forward to that tomorrow. So make sure you do tune in. If you subscribe, you're going to get a notification through whatever platform you're listening to this on. Mostly, according to my stats, around 33% of people listening on Apple, so that's cool. But then all the other podcast platforms out there, which are super cool as well. And I will speak to you all tomorrow after, well, you'll hear the interview tomorrow live. So looking forward to that. Have a great evening, great weekend, everybody, and we'll catch soon.